We're live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Daily Tribune PH on YouTube, and the Daily Tribune official on TikTok. For today's headlines, San Sebastian College Recolectos College of Law denied claims that a former associate dean intervened to secure passing grades for Sara Duterte, rejecting allegations raised during a House hearing. Lacap said fugitive ex-lawmaker Saldico could implicate several personalities in the alleged flood control scam if he testifies before the Senate. Lacap stirred intrigue in the impeachment case of Sara Duterte after joking that Rodante Marcoleta could, quote, join her defense team. The FBI is offering up to $25,000 or around 1.5 million pesos for information leading to the arrest of a Filipino content creator linked to an online child exploitation network. Javier Milei backed the U.S.-Israeli war against Iran as the right thing to do and signed the Isaac Accords to strengthen ties between Israel and Latin American nations. The Philippine Statistics Authority reported a shift toward higher value construction projects in February, as the total building cost rose despite a decline in approved projects. The Marvel Cinematic Universe reunites Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans in the first trailer for Avengers Doomsday, unveiled at CinemaCon. Alex Ayala does her best to remain grateful in her Women's Tennis Association tour despite not capturing any major trophies in her career. Today is the 20th of April, 2026, Monday, and I'm Eliana Lacap bringing you today's top stories. Let's kick things off with today's weather. Today, the country will continue to experience fair weather with chances of cloudy skies and isolated rain showers or thunderstorms as part of a high-pressure area extends over extreme northern Luzon. Metro Manila and the rest of the country will have partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms due to localized thunderstorms. Flash floods or landslides may occur during severe thunderstorms. Winds range from light to moderate over northern Luzon and the rest of the country. Meanwhile, eastern sections of central and southern Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao will experience moderate winds and seas. Now for a traffic update. Light traffic is reported at Balintawak Toll Plaza, Bukawa Toll Plaza, and San Fernando northbound and southbound lanes. Approaching Mindanao Toll Plaza, motorists may encounter an approximate 100-meter vehicle queue. All other areas of NLEX, SETEX, and NLEX connector, including toll plazas and interchanges, are also experiencing light traffic. Now, before we move on to this morning's headlines, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. explains the benefits of the service contracting scheme rolled out by the Department of Transportation to help cushion the impact of still high fuel prices.
Sa tingin niyo po ba, mas nakabubuti po ito sa mga pasahero, sa mga operators and commuters?
Sana naman, kaya namin ginagawa ito para mabasag. Unang-una, para yung ating mga operator at yung mga driver, dahil masyado mataas ang presyo ng langis, masyado mataas ang presyo ng diesel, ay hindi na sila kikita. Pag hindi na sila kumikita, hindi na sila lalabas. Wala nang ngayon tayong sasakyan. Kaya unang-una, susuportahan natin yung mga driver, yung mga operator. Pangalawa, yung mga discount na binibigay natin dahil naman para sa mga pasahero. Ito para ulit hindi magiging mabigat hindi magiging mas mabigat ang pagbayad ng pamasahe para sa mga pasahero. So both sides ang ginagawa natin, yung mga operator, yung mga driver, pati na yung mga pasahero. At ito yung patuloy namin gagawin at tuloy-tuloy lang namin gagawin hanggat nandyan at mataas ang presyo ng langis, ay patuloy ang tulong ng pamahalaan.
Bilang estudyante po, last question.
Kayo, you already have 40% discount. Tapos may 20% na linantad dahil nga dito. So, bali, 60% ang estudyante, ang PWD at saka senior.
Now let's move on to this morning's headlines. San Sebastian College of Law rejected allegations that a former associate dean intervened to secure passing grades for Sara Duterte, calling the claims baseless. The issue arose from testimony by Ramil Madriaga during a House hearing, where he alleged special academic treatment and misconduct. Law Dean Ted Pastrana said all students are graded on merit, stressing political ties offer no advantage. Duterte denied the claims, saying she finished her studies independently and met all academic requirements. Panfilo Lacson said fugitive ex-lawmaker Saldico could expose multiple personalities in the alleged flood control scam if allowed to testify. Lacson, however, noted Co is unlikely to qualify as a state witness due to rules barring the most guilty from such status. Co, tagged by some as the alleged architect of budget insertions, was reportedly arrested in Prague. The senator added the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee must first secure court approval from the Sandigan Bayan before inviting him to testify. Now, Lacson also sparked fresh tension in the looming impeachment trial of Sara Duterte after suggesting Rodante Marcoleta could, quote, join her defense team. The remark came amid a heated exchange with Salvador Panelo, who accused Lacson of bias. Lacson fired back, rejecting claims he was predisposed to convict Duterte and stressing that his process is bound strictly by the Constitution. The clash highlights growing political friction as the Senate prepares for a potential impeachment trial. Now, the Federal Bureau of Investigation is offering a $25,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of Filipino content creator Austin Yan C. Yatco, accused of involvement in an online child exploitation network. Yatco from San Pedro Laguna is believed to be in the Philippines after allegedly fleeing the U.S. A warrant from the U.S. District Court in New York covers charges including conspiracy to produce and distribute child pornography and sexual exploitation of minors. Authorities say the alleged offenses stem from an online group active on gaming and social media platforms between 2019 and 2021. Argentine President Javier Milei declared that the U.S.-Israeli campaign against Iran was the quote right thing to do, as he signed the Isaac Accords to deepen Israeli's ties with Latin America. On his third visit to Israel, Milei reaffirmed support for the campaign, citing Argentina's past attacks in Buenos Aires that he linked to Iran, which Tehran denies. He said Argentina still demands justice for the 1992 Israeli embassy bombing and the 1994 AMIA attack that killed over 80 people. Milei also signaled plans to move Argentina's embassy to Jerusalem and hailed closer economic ties, including new direct flights between Buenos Aires and Tel Aviv. Now, construction activity in the Philippines has shifted toward larger, higher-value developments even as building permits declined, according to the Philippine Statistics Authority. Total construction value rose to 28.1% year-on-year to 56.34 billion pesos, driven mainly by strong non-residential projects, especially institutional buildings. However, approved permits slipped to 2.2% to 14,996. Non-residential construction made up about two-thirds of total value, surging 67%, while residential value fell to 12%, despite leading in project volume. The data points to fewer but more capital-intensive projects, alongside rising construction costs and shaping industry trends. Now, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has teased a major shakeup with the first trailer for Avengers Doomsday, bringing back Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans in a multiverse-driven storyline. Shown at CinemaCon, the footage centers on Doctor Doom, played by Downey Jr., who sparks an interdimensional crisis threatening multiple realities. Sins also hit at chaos at the X Mansion and shifting alliances among returning heroes. Set for release on the 18th of December, the film teases a key reunion involving Chris Evans, Steve Rogers, and other Avengers in one of the franchise's biggest ensemble stories yet. Now, Alex Ayala says that she remains grateful despite a challenging start to her WTA clay season as she continues her campaign at the Madrid Open in Spain. The 20-year-old competing in her first WTA 1000 clay events, she said appreciates the first-class treatment on tour but acknowledges the mental pressure of rising expectations. Ayala has suffered early exits in recent tournaments, including losses to Helena Ostapenko in Liz and Leylah Fernandez in Stuttgart. She is now preparing for Madrid, Rome, and the French Open, while thanking Filipino fans for their continued global support. Now a quick look at the horoscope. Today calls for patience and thoughtful communication, Gemini. Wisdom and emotional clarity will guide your decisions. You may feel drawn to solitude or quiet reflection despite a busy social schedule. At work, emotional resilience helps to manage pressure, while discipline and accuracy matter more than shortcuts. Listen more than you speak and rely on your maturity. By the end of the day, you'll feel more grounded, secure, and clear-headed. Tribune, did you know on April 20th, 1999, two students, Eric Harris, 18, and Dylan Kebloyd, 17, carried out a mass shooting at Columbine High School in Littleton, Colorado, killing 13 people and injuring more than 20 others before dying by suicide. Wearing trench coats, the gunmen began their attack outside the school around 11:19 a.m. before moving inside and continuing the rampage. By the time the shooting ended shortly after noon, 12 students and one teacher had been killed. The attack, initially linked to bullying, goth culture, and violent media, was later determined to have been largely indiscriminate, with an original failed plan involving explosives in the school cafeteria. The Columbine tragedy became a turning point in U.S. history, sparking national debates on gun control, school safety, and youth violence, and influencing how future school shootings are understood and responded to. Now, ever wondered what it's like to date a psychologist? Well, this morning's viral might give you a glimpse. A POV TikTok video that has garnered 1.8 million views has netizens laughing and commenting, "Jowa to client ang atake." Let's watch this.
Bakit hindi ka nagre-reply kahapon?
Hey.
Sino na naman kasama mo?
Bago ko sagutin yan, can you help me understand what emotions you're feeling right now?
Nasar ako sa pagmumukha mo. Gusto kita tirisin.
Okay, so if we label it properly, that's anxiety rooted in perceived abandonment. And I am sensing heightened emotional dysregulation. So let's pause. On a scale of 1 to 10, gaano
Ay,
ka
maghiwalay
ka-triggered?
na lang talaga pag ganyan. Bakit hindi ka nagre-reply?
And that's all for now, mga ka-Tribune. Join us again at 1 o'clock p.m. for more updates. This has been Eliana Lacap for Tribune News on Q.